Hello, everybody, and welcome to Marveling the Madness. As per usual, I have Dominic Tour in the building. How are you doing, my guy?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm warm, but I'm good. It's nice weather finally outside, so we can go and enjoy some time with the fish.
Nice, nice. I
How
respect that.
how are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, good, good. Just fresh off a run, so feeling nice and sticky. But we're gonna move on. We'll keep it moving. We'll
Our
move
viewers, our
to
viewers needed that
yeah. Just have that nice image of someone running, just swaying. There
and
you
being
go.
sticky.
Yeah, let's see aftermath. Anywho, let's delve straight in. What have you got for me this week?
So we have two, well, as seems to be a theme for us at the moment, mostly animal or creature related stories. There is a story from Nebraska where a man was pulled over by police for having a bull ride in his passenger seat.
Riding shotgun. Bull riding shotgun. To be fair, that would be kind of weird.
It wasn't like it was a full on bull with
Yeah.
humongous horns.
We'll have to insert the picture somewhere because just speaking about it just doesn't do it justice. But it
No,
was
it is ridiculous.
absolutely massive. Just for like a split second, just flash the ball. That sounds kind of weird, but yeah.
Yeah, and
Um,
I think the bull's called Howdy Doody.
very American.
Yeah,
Very American. Very American and very creative.
yep, Howdy Doody.
How do you do it?
Imagine
I
seeing
mean,
that driving along the road. You would definitely do a double take, wouldn't you?
you would, and you're not going to steal from his car, even though it's faster than it's not a risk you want to take.
No, imagine stealing that bull. Stealing the car, you get a free bull. To be fair, bulls are quite valuable in some circles.
Yeah, it's the horns though. Those are some big ass horns.
They were yeah, they look like they could lift the car if we're honest.
I don't want that. Dude, I would not steal the car. Not because I would want the ball. It's just that. What do you do with it? I suppose you sell it on or whatever you do with bills, but I don't know what to do with them, so it would be useless to me. Can't exactly come back to my small house and just bring a ball with me. It would be a bit upset.
Just find it. You come around to your house and it's just in your living room, like, Steve.
Out there. I love animals, man.
There's supposed to be a bull in your living room. I wonder what Achilles would do. I wonder how we'd actually get it in your house. I'm not sure with those horns. I'm not sure it'd actually fit through your door.
I don't think it would because I struggled to get my dining room table in here. That was half the battle. I'm still to this day, I'm not sure how we got it in. It's very odd. So yeah, a whole bowl would be something not recommended for my house.
No, it'd be magical though.
It would. It would. But yeah, I think you should think like surely the vehicle's now not even like road legal anymore because you made weird sort of modifications to it.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I don't. The weird thing is, I think there's been photos circulating of this for ages. Apparently, it's just that they obviously finally found him for a traffic stop and said, "Yeah, mate, that's not legal."
It's just a bit weird because like anything else, you just be like, why? Like the bull's probably getting nothing from that. It's just clamped down.
Stuck in a car. Yeah. Did you read the article where it said about his wife?
No, I just read the first couple of lines, so I was like, it's already outlandish enough.
I'll put a link in, but in the video description somewhere down here probably. There we go. I'm making it professional now. And yeah, no, apparently his wife said yes, she was a bit apparently the bull's part of the family, but she said she was a bit annoyed. I think annoyed or frustrated to start with about how much she'd spent on the bull because between the bull and the car, because she could have had a new kitchen for that. I thought, yep. I'm sure my wife's probably the same about my pond, to be fair. She could have had like a whole new, like all the furniture for her house.
But I don't think your pond is an inconvenience though.
Oh, it probably is. I spend quite a lot of time out there.
Maybe.
It's also a massive hole in the middle of the garden.
In fact, you look at a guy with his pot and a guy with a massive ball just taking you wherever he goes. I'll be like, yeah, just leave the guy with the pond. He's chilling. Leave him be. God, guy with the freaking, I was say fox and ox. Ox? Bull. Lost all kinds of words there. Yeah, I don't know. Don't get me wrong, I'll probably take pictures if I saw it, but then I'll be like, that's kind of cruel as well.
Yeah, I thought that. Unless the bull likes to get in, but
Yeah,
like
but
I was
how do
thinking,
you
how'd you get the
know?
bull in there?
Yeah, but the thing is, how do you know the bull likes it? You
No
don't.
idea. And what do you do
The
when you
bull
get to
likes
wherever you're
it.
going? Does the bull just sit in the car while you do your shopping?
That's what I mean. If it's actually, well, imagine somewhere, wherever it is in America, it's already blistering hot, but now you gotta like sit there and swelter even more because you got the car heat and everything else. Can't imagine it's great. And what we're not even thought about it's pooing and weeing in the car or what's going on. So it can't smell nice.
Maybe it has a like a he-wee, he-poo, like just a bucket or something like that.
That's very weird. That's just very
I
weird.
never
I
said it.
mean,
I'm not lying. It is weird, but
there's a probably practicality for dealing with the issue. Yes, well done. You solved an issue that probably didn't need to have been in the first place, but no.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
sometimes you just gotta say no.
you solved the
Just
issue that only occurred because you put a bull in a car.
yeah. What a odd guy. But hey, if it makes him happy, he's not really hurting anyone, and the Bulls liked it. Then I suppose who am I to judge, really?
Yeah, well, they let him off anyway. I think they just told him to take the bull home and not do it again.
Which is
So
probably going to do it again. So
yeah, especially you've gone all the effort of halving your car for the sake of a bull.
yeah,
But anyway,
odd, just very odd. But
indeed. But
hey, everyone needs a hobby, and I
everyone can
suppose
make
in a
decisions.
weird, it keeps them out of trouble, out of obviously except for the law. But there you go.
Accuse you out of trouble except from the law.
It's for the law. I mean, it could be worse. You could be doing other weird things. So
Also related to the law, probably.
you know, who knows? Maybe he is. Who knows? Going
Yeah.
on a weird tangent.
Let's
Right.
let's get out of that one.
Saying that, though, we're gonna move on to our next story. So, what is the next one you got?
So the second story was I think it's been doing the round on most of the news outlets actually, is a woman. I think she's originally from the UK, but now living in Australia. And she was found to have a worm, I believe 8 centimeters long, living in her brain.
Hmm. Yeah, kind of gross. You also think, how did it get there?
They think she swallowed a larvae from potentially contaminated grass with snake poo, basically feces, because it's normally only in snakes, and this is the first time it's been found in a human. This particular worm, I think it's a round worm from memory. Anyway, yeah, so they think possibly ate some contaminated grass with some snake feces that had a larvae in it, and it's hatched, caused her some stomach issues, and then migrated up to her brain.
Mm. What also said in the thing as well, she was suffering from severe forgetfulness as well as severe depression as well.
Yes. Yep.
Which
So her symptoms kept changing, I think, as it moved from the stomach up to the brain.
Mm. Yeah, I think the brain would be the worst because stomach, you'd be like, I can manage that. Obviously, depending on how severe the pain is, but you can normally handle a little worm in the stomach. But I feel like something just swimming around in your brain. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
not
not
great.
helpful. I'm already forgetful most of the time, so I can't imagine. Maybe I have a worm inside my brain too. You
Maybe
never
you should
know.
go get yourself scanned, mate, just in case
I
you have an
probably,
8 centimeter worm in your brain.
I probably should. It's been a long time since I had a full medical, so it's probably long overdue.
Outlandish, outlandish. Well, it reminds me of the story I read a while ago about a man who loved sushi. I think it was I think it was tuna, but I might be wrong here. And he basically, his entire body was riddled with tapeworms.
Oh,
I think he was nearly dying at the point. They cleared it, but man, that's
yeah.
grim. Like they showed the X-ray, and it was just like, honestly, it was like every part of him had little worms in it. It was
Crazy.
rough. World's crazy. There's some crazy creatures out there.
It is. Why are we such a good host for weird, like little creatures?
Well, usually because we eat weird stuff.
Sushi is like compared to other things. I don't think sushi is that weird. Like I
No,
eat sushi at least twice a week.
but we are
Yeah,
eating raw fish that also probably has these worms inside it that we then run the risk of getting inside us.
it's a risk I'm willing to take. Sushi is damn delicious.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying because we eat weird stuff. There's a reason we
Hey,
cook
but
most food.
you think it's weird? You think like most things we need like some sort of sunlight or something to go on to actually like, you know, actually do its thing and grow, but apparently not.
Nah, parasites love it, don't they? They just use what you've made.
A lot of very
Some
wasteful creatures.
Yeah, we could make a moral story there about a sort of an ethical story there about parasites and how we're parasites. Anyway, we won't go down that route.
I was just thinking, like, we're basically like just symbiotes for other weird little creatures.
Well, they're the symbiotes.
Yeah.
We're not the symbiotes.
Well,
We're the host.
no, but obviously they need us to like live inside us and do what they gotta do. It's just odd though, isn't it? Or it's like, or even like more weird, like if we didn't have, how am I gonna phrase this? Like how many parasites do we not like know about that are like probably on like the micro biome scale that we don't know about, and living on us, just chilling, doing this thing.
I don't know. You have a whole host of mites and things that live on your skin, though.
Yeah.
Like all your face is covered in mites and things, I think, and different things. So
Are they
there's
snacking right now? They got a salty snack, so they're doing all right.
yeah. So like your whole body, I believe, is covered in bacteria and different things, and it's a part of a healthy body system. It's good for you in general.
Kind of weird that we're not freaking out more just to day living. You gotta think like there's certain bugs that just live in clothing or whatnot to a certain degree in the air.
Yeah.
It's just odd, isn't it? Like when you think about it on a daily basis, we just accept it as the norm. But there's just like so much going on at the microscope. That's kind of creepy when you think about it.
Basically, anything we can't see, we don't worry about.
Yep.
It's a good job we haven't invented invisibility yet, really, because otherwise we probably just wouldn't worry about it. Like, yeah.
But then we'd all be invisible, so that wouldn't really help anybody, would it?
Well, imagine, yeah. Well, I don't suppose everyone would be invisible all the time. That'd be awkward, especially
What
when you're
other
walking.
point is it to be invisible if you're not going to do it pretty much all the time?
just
Kind of
walking,
a useless thing.
just walking down the street and you're just bumping into everyone because you can't. No one can see where anybody else is. Classic.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because then you have nothing to like actually take in light into your own eyes. So, like the invisible power thing kind of doesn't make sense if you want to look at it that way.
No, it would be useless if everybody was invisible.
Yeah, I can't think of a time when I'd really use it, to be honest.
The only
I
time
think
you'd
in
use it was
terms
if
of
you're trying
like
to sneak in someone's house or into a war zone or something like that. Basically, if you're a burglar.
things I do all the time. Yep.
I wasn't saying you'd do it. I wasn't like.
Yeah, but I was relating to myself. I'm like, I can't imagine a time when it'll be useful to me. When you're burgling or you're on the front lines, I'm like, yes, things I'm doing all the time. I forget about it. Oh, maybe I've got that parasite because I'm just forgetting about it. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I thought you were like number one cat burglar in the world.
No, I haven't got the energy for that.
No, neither have I.
I can't be bothered. It's way too much effort.
Yeah, you have to be pretty. You have to be pretty good at being bad to do that. Like to do it, be good at it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a skill in it, but I'm like, you could probably put that skills somewhere else, and then you wouldn't need to do that.
Yep.
There's probably jobs for you to go do that, but then you don't go. Yes, it's the whole thing.
Like ethical hacking.
Yeah,
Do some of that stuff. But
that's what
I
I
don't know.
mean.
Ethical burgling, is there a thing? Probably. Test someone's alarm systems and things.
I suppose you'd be more thinking of like the national security level. Then yeah, and then I can vouch for that. You're gonna
True.
save the country or save the world, and we'll potentially go into nuclear war. Then yeah, then I'll be like, yeah, we'll do that.
You go steal those nuclear codes. Get in
Yeah,
there. Get in that pocket.
because that
No,
is
I
still
doubt they're carried in pockets, but
no, I doubt it too. But that's still like the fear mongering thing. Now, one day everyone just decides they all want to push the button, or maybe that's like the safety. So like it's kind of like a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because if we all start pushing buttons, then none of us really win. Obviously, they'll have bunkers and some people will be saved and whatnot. But in the grand scheme of things, the planet will be like non-usable, so it wouldn't even be worth it.
oh yeah. Well, I think there's enough nuclear weapons to destroy the Earth multiple times over, so it's kind of totally pointless. The second someone fires a nuke at someone who has nukes, the world is likely to end. Really,
because everyone will do it.
That's a really joyful thought. But that's the official policy is called MAD, mutually assured destruction.
Mm.
That is the policy. If you fire nuclear weapons at us, we'll fire them at you, and we'll all be dead. So don't fire nukes at us.
Yeah. What's
Basically,
there's sort of like two kind of certainties at the minute. Well, they all blow ourselves up, or we're giving AI just takes over and it does it for us.
we really are like parasites living on the earth.
Yep.
Basically.
Well, you think like if AI took over, it's kind of like the plot of the Marvel's Avenger film.
Age of Ultron.
That's the one, yeah. So it'll probably like deduce like there's actually nothing wrong with the planet itself. It's just well, not every being, but most of the beings are living on it, making it way worse. So it's like, yeah, just get rid of those guys and start again.
Like Terminator, iRobot.
Yeah.
Basically
Yeah.
all of
So the premise has been run time and time again, but it's kind of true.
Yeah, we're good at destroying things.
Yeah. Because I think that's why we're probably not like the interstellar level, well, not that I know of, because it would just be a continuous thing, as it like move from planet to planet before we probably just destroy everything. Obviously, not long enough time scale.
Yeah, we probably would destroy a lot of things. Hopefully, eventually, we might all decide to try and look after the planet. I'm sure we'll wait till we've destroyed half the planet before we realize that we should look after the planet. But
yeah, I'm not hopeful. I'm not hopeful at all, because we all have not contradicting, but we all have our own ideas, and obviously those will contradict with other ideas, and we won't see eye to eye. We can't sort of meet in the middle somewhere. So until that kind of happens, really, it's very nonsensical.
It's a good Timberland song. That was Meet in the Middle. Anyway.
There I'm just ripping away. You're not even listening. You're just thinking about Justin Timberlake. Thanks,
No,
mate.
no, Timberland.
What you were thinking about music while I was riffing, bro.
No, you're right. Meeting in the middle is a challenge.
No, the moment's over now. I don't care. I don't care anymore. The moment's over.
I think the main thing is we just need to stop greenwashing stuff and making it sound better than it is. Like, stop trying to sell stuff as being really good for the planet when it isn't. Like, let's be realistic about where we're at, and then we can all at least move in the right direction. If you keep saying this is going to solve all world problems and it really isn't, then everyone's going to be like, "Oh, I'm healing the earth," and then you're like, "Oh no, you're not." It's slightly better than the alternative, but it ain't that great still.
Yeah, but it's a huge problem. Very, very huge problem.
Yeah.
Think like, how do you even just solve the energy crisis? Let's forget about the prices of everything else going up. Like, just the energy crisis alone, it's kind of crazy.
Well, I'm vaguely optimistic about hydrogen. Now, this could be another greenwashing. Could be. But assuming we can find natural sources that they think of, there's some thoughts that they might be self-replenishing to a point, and there's a massive percentage. And we have a lot of infrastructure already. Now, you have to have green hydrogen, so it has to be like sourced from the earth rather than like trying to get it out of, well, it's still sourced from the earth, but rather than getting it out of hydrocarbons, so pulling it out of like petrol and diesel, basically oil. So rather than pulling it out of oil, we need to pull it out of like naturally out of the earth gas. But if you can do that, then in theory, we could have like almost a self-sustaining supply from certain places. And that, in theory, could fit with our current infrastructure quite well. You wouldn't have to do too much adaptation to use like petrol stations could be changed, and even I think the gas network could handle it to a point. So yeah, I'm quite optimistic that could be a good solution, but time will tell. Time will tell.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, save the planet. It helps that we're investing in hydrogen, you and I, but that's,
us too, just by ourselves, we're slowly going to bring up this stock.
The £5 that we put into it.
I often wonder why I do it. Like, sometimes I just feel like this is not even, well, yes, it is a bit of a waste, but I'm like, it's a bit of fun too. But yeah, I do question myself. I'm like, this is kind of stupid.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's going to kick off quite like natural hydrogen. But if someone's looking into natural, I haven't seen any good companies, but it's a hotting up race looking at natural hydrogen supplies. There's certain places where they're investigating it again now. So that might be an option going forward, but we'll see.
Something to think about. Right. Yeah. Well, last thing we recently, it's probably 3 weeks ago now, if not more. Went to watch a film, didn't we?
Yes, we did. We did. We watched. Do you want to say it?
Yo, watch Oppenheimer. Great. I
Yes.
personally love the film. Um, Going into it, I had sort of Wikipedia knowledge about it. Obviously, I knew who the guy was, but didn't know the sort of intricate. Didn't really know about like the politics and everything that was going on behind it. And then, so yeah, for me, it's like quite a fun sort of history lesson, you know. And it was a sort of a nice switch up from the stuff I normally watch, which is like the superhero stuff. So something a bit more serious and something you can delve into, and there's more of like a more like a moral class. Because obviously it's already happened, but it still needs you thinking because it could happen again.
Yeah. Yeah, it was quite thought provoking in its own way. As we said at the time, I probably wouldn't have watched it if I'd have known some of the content of it. But we got around that. But yeah, the film's quite good. It's a bit long, if I'm honest, for me. Like I enjoyed the content, and there was no real big like tense moments as such. Like, like some film, like most films have like a beginning, a middle, and end. This kind of just had an ongoing.
Yeah, but you kind of already know what happens, so it's not like you're gonna
Yeah,
have
yeah,
this a
exactly.
surprise element.
Yeah, it was almost like a documentary. Really, is what it was
Oh,
well acted. Don't get me
100%.
wrong. Don't get
Yeah,
me
yeah,
wrong.
yeah. It's yeah. I was say you can't really say you can't. It's not like a surprise. I mean, because it's already happened. It's well documented, so you can't really throw a surprise element in there. To be honest.
Yeah, it's yeah, it was good. I don't know if I'd have like if I was to if I wouldn't watch it again, but if I was to watch it again, I wouldn't have probably watched it at the cinema. It's I think you could watch
Yes.
it at home and just have like a chill and watch like it as a documentary. But
Oh, for sure, for sure. Oh yeah.
um
Well, for future Christians that are watching or want to watch it, there were some sexual nature scenes. So heads up.
yeah,
They
I
obviously don't tell you.
which we didn't realize until we got in there,
Yeah.
which involved I was like, oh dear, I nearly
I
walked
mean,
out to be honest. But
yeah,
I had that ethical quandary. I closed my eyes instead, but it's
I
all
mean,
good.
it
But
did go for some time, and I was like, was it necessary to the story? Probably not.
nah.
But I don't know.
I'm sure someone who's of an artistic bent may say it was useful for
Oh
the
yeah, well, I mean, I suppose you are telling his story, so
yeah,
there would be a reason. Obviously, that woman was important. I can't remember the woman's name, but obviously, she was quite important to his work and things he did. So
it's
yeah,
yeah. No, it was okay. As I said, I wouldn't watch it again. But
yeah, absolutely
other
phenomenal
than
cast.
yes, the acting was very good.
Cillian
You can't
Murphy
lie that.
absolutely smashed it. Obviously Robert Downey Jr. as well, and I forget the leading name of the lady, which is annoying, but yeah, phenomenal cast. And there were so many other people that popped up that I can't remember the names of. I'm like, well done you. You got an Nolan film. Good for you. Good for you.
Well done. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Not that it means anything to them, but it's quite cool because I feel like that's like the most prestigious like level of acting when you get to work with Chris Nolan because he's just so on it. Like I don't think he's really had a lot of bad films in my opinion.
Yeah, no, he's a very good filmmaker. He's made some very
Mm.
good films. But yeah, it was well acted and well directed. You can't deny that. I don't think it was probably my. It was good. It was okay. It was just yeah.
Oh no, I've got to get the lady's name. I don't know, it's gonna annoy me. Um, Emily Blunt.
Ah yes.
That was it. It was gonna annoy me. So yeah, well done him 2 out of 2. Great cast. Great cast.
Yeah, good. It was good.
Woo! I think that is going to be my film of the year so far.
There you go.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think I
100%.
preferred Guardians. I think not as well, like obviously the acting's different, but I enjoyed the film more.
Yeah, yeah. Well, to me, there's a moral story to that one
Hmm.
as well. Well, all films have some sort of moral story. So yeah,
Yeah, that was good. It was
good.
good.
Right. With all that being said, unless there's anything else you want to add to it,
No, I am melting. So in my tiny
that's
little room.
you're sticky now as well. That sounds so. Oh, I just made it weird. It's probably both. Anyway, we'll move on. Thank you for watching. This has been Marvin in the Madness. Thank you for watching. Peace.
Have a good week.